just wanted to take a couple minutes and walk you through a couple steps on this question one for the last homework set, chapters 12 and 13. The video goes extensively into the previous video into questions 3, 4, and 5 with the ratios. I did notice something different about question one. If you went through the Excel tutorial that was also posted on the Connect website there, then you probably saw some of these things, but just wanted to highlight a couple of things that you may not have seen before if you don't have experience with Excel. Most of you seem to be doing really well with it, but just wanted to run through this. Excel, in this case, we're looking at 3 different worksheets that are available: the income statement, the balance sheet, and then the cash flow statement, which is what they're asking you to prepare for question one here. And all you're going to do, and what you may not realize, is you can actually put the formula in here, but what you have to do in this case is click on the worksheet that actually contains that number. If I'm looking for the net income, then obviously I need to go to the income statement. I already put the equal sign in the cash flow cell where this is going to go, and I'm just going to go and grab that number. And we see the correct sign here. The adjustments, you do want to make sure that you figure out that, well, for the first couple here, these are just numbers you're going to go grab. You're going to, for depreciation expense, that's also on the income statement, and you're going to just go and grab the number because that's an add back. The next item in this question, it's the gain on the sale of the land. If you remember the cash flow statement, in going from where we find this on the income statement to the cash flow statement, if it's a gain, I'm going to subtract it. If this happened to be a loss or is a loss on your particular version of this problem, then you would add it back. So I'm going to negative, go to the income statement, the gain on the sale of the land, and there's my answer there. So all you're doing differently from questions 3, 4, and 5 is having to touch these tabs here first and go back and do the calculations based on what you find here. So for this one, where accounts receivable, I've made all of these direct adds or subtracts from the income statement for non-cash items. When it comes to these other items, the changes in the balances of current assets and current liabilities, remember the rule that if current assets go down, then this is a plus on the cash flow side. If the current assets go up, it's a negative on the cash flow statement. And the current liabilities, if the current liabilities increase, then that is an increase for cash flow. If they decrease, that's a decrease for cash flow. So you really kind of want to look at the balance sheet where you will find these items first to find out which way it's going. So excuse me, where the receivables is concerned, from 20x1 to 20x2, the balance is going down, which means that this is an increase in my cash flow. So I want to do an equal or a plus here. I'm going to go with equal, and this is 83,000 minus this cell. Where inventory is concerned, let's look at what's happening. Inventory is going up. An increase in an asset is a decrease in cash flow. So what I want to do here is a minus 128 minus, oh, let's set it up this way. Equals and likewise. So you want to go through all of the changes in the balances of your current assets, current liabilities accordingly. You want to do the same things when you get to the investing and financing activities section. Just do the equal sign, go to the form where you find the numbers that you need, and you probably want to make sure you work out that calculation first so that you can keep the pluses and minuses in order. When we get to the very bottom here, this only We have the cash at the beginning of the period. That is always going to be on the balance sheet, the cash balance from the previous year. And the cash at the end of the period should be the net increase or decrease in cash plus the cash at the beginning of the period. And then the cash that you end up with here is going to be the combination of those two numbers. And it should, again, equal the 184,420 in this case. This is your check figure. But just wanted to show you how you have to touch these links here and go back and grab numbers to do the calculations that are necessary. And that should help you with that problem.